What's up, y'all? Sorry I'm so late. Oi. How we doing? Hope all is well. Just gonna see everything's working. Okay, yep. Cool. Hey, Sandy. Alright, guys. Sorry I'm so late. It has been a hectic weekend here in Edmonton, where I'm from. The Juno Awards are this weekend, actually they're tomorrow. Juno Awards is basically the Canadian equivalent of the American Grammys. And as you guys know, I'm a big, local music enthusiast, and so there's been something called Juno Fest that's been happening here on the weekend, where a bunch of local musicians are performing for the Junos and having these festivities. So my entire weekend was kind of consisted of capturing footage from some of these events and, just taking it in and celebrating my friends that got to be a part of Juno Fest, which is huge. It's been super exciting. So I'm a little weary and tired, but I'm here. And that's all that matters. Of course, it didn't help that it's daylight savings time, so we lost an hour of sleep. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it immensely. And I also had to take my dog to the dog park today. He's had a rough week. His arthritis is kicking in a little bit, so we've been giving him pills, and we decided today to take him to the dog park for an extra long outing. So that kind of went into the things being held back a little bit too. Hey, Angel. Hey, Aaron. But yeah, so that's my explanation. I know it's no excuse. I'm late. It is what it is. But I'm glad y'all made it. Oh, man. How was your weekend, everybody? Or you would shout it out on. What? I am not. I'm not on Albert's podcast. Oh, Laura. I'm glad you're here for this. Let's just get that out of the way so that Laura can go to bed, because we're going to talk about it, okay? Oh, I was shouted out on Albert's podcast? That's cool. I got to check that out then. I haven't been able to really do anything YouTube-wise all weekend. So I'm going to have to watch that after this before I go to bed. Okay, but yeah, welcome to General Hospital After Show, or GHMV as I call it. This week, we learned what Holly Sutton gave to Selena Wu to slip into Victor's drink several weeks ago. Let's discuss what's been going on with Victor Cassadine and the gang of the OGs trying to take him down. It seems his power is starting to wane in more ways than one. When he tried to threaten and demand Elizabeth at the hospital into telling him where Nicholas is hiding, with evidence that she helped kidnap Esme, she shut him down with sass and class, stating that his evidence would be useless and hold no power towards her. And then she's like, well, best of luck in finding Nicholas, which was funny. You'd think a guy like Victor, though, would have spies in the PCPD to let him know that Elizabeth confessed and got an immunity deal, but evidently that's not the case. Albert Bostic channel. Oh, that's so awesome. I gotta check that out, guys. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better, Sandy. Oh man, I gotta check that out. Y'all have me stoked to check that out later. Okay, but yeah, so anyway, Victor, he also tried to throw his Cassadine name around when he learned that Esme would be taking Ace back to Spring Ridge with her, and Diane practically laughed in his face. No one's taking him seriously anymore, and it's so funny. This scum of the earth, though, also tried to take advantage of Liesl Obrecht's vulnerable state between losing her daughter and breaking up with Scott. But as vulnerable as she has been, she was strong enough to not hop into bed with that scumbag. Coincidentally, we learned this week that Eileen and Victor would occasionally hop into bed from time to time, especially in the earlier parts of his plans. And well, Anna and Valentine want her to get as much information from him as she can by any means necessary. And just as Obrecht ditched him at the Metrocourt, Eileen popped in to answer Victor's needs. So they slept together again, and it didn't go well. Turns out, whatever Holly got Selena Wu to slip in Victor's drink all those months ago, gave him permanent limp dick. That is literally what happened. That is what we waited months on. Laura, I don't know if you're still here, but Laura made a joke, like, whenever it was, saying that that's probably what she gave him. And, you know, it was a funny joke. But apparently that is the case. But yeah. Anyway, I don't even know how to feel about that. How do y'all feel about that? Holly literally gave Victor limp dick. What? Oh god. I low-key wished it was kind of true serum instead, or something that would like screw him over in a legal way, you know? But I mean, good old Holly, never, you know, in lack of supply for just surprises. It was Saturday? Okay. I'm gonna watch that, guys. Thanks for letting me know. Thinking of Victor in bed made me vomit. The worst thing that ever happened. I came in, still love your hats. They're very cool. Yes, today I'm wearing Nicholas Rage's hat. Nicholas Rage is my friend's band that's from Edmonton. Although the lead singer is still living out east until towards the end of the year, I guess. How does that help take Victor down? It doesn't! That's why I was like, what is this? It was so silly. I thought it was so he didn't do anything to Lucico after he kidnapped her. Oh, maybe. Good point. He is a man of a particular age. I'm surprised he wasn't having off days anyway without the meds. Hard to say. All guys are built a little bit different. Ruthie said there's never a dull moment. Not saying she's low-key from the comic book series lore, but she's not exactly dull either. Holly's badass. I love her. They're old-fashioned people, and it's an old-fashioned thing you do for revenge. Oh, I guess that's a good point. What is going to make it look like he has kidney disease or something for Miss? Who knows? I don't. Hopefully there's more to it. I don't know. It's funny. It's funny. I'll give it that. Not the turn that I expected them to take, but it's funny. Also, someone on a message board on Soap Central noticed that Emma Samms was in the credits again, which is interesting because she still seems to be in the UK. Funny that. It did take Victor down all the way down. It sure did. It sure did. But yeah, anyway, the gang did get some info from Eileen. Mainly the cryptic reasons why he wanted the Ice Princess so badly, though it doesn't give them too much, it gives them something. The coordinates that were mentioned that were kind of encrypted on the diamonds, pieces of the diamonds, are supposed to lead him to something that he really wants. So basically, they're going to have to track down the rest of the diamonds from the Ice Princess to find out where it was going to lead them. And I don't know if you guys have any guesses to what it might be, because I don't. Maybe it's going to lead him to where the weather machine is? I don't know. Like, I know that the weather machine kind of made an appearance in the Endgame storyline. And it was still at that Cassadine Island. But maybe that's not the case anymore. Or maybe Victor, can't remember where it was. I have no idea. Do you think Molly's gonna have Dr. Edmund? Dr. Edmund? Do you mean Dr. Ashford's baby? I mean, obviously they did have. I didn't even put this in my notes, so thank you for reminding me. I don't know. Obviously, okay, so, well, I don't have this in my notes. Long story short, Molly had the talk with TJ saying that she thought she might be pregnant. Turns out the test was negative, so she's not pregnant. But they both revealed to each other that they would like to have a baby. You know, kudos to them. I don't want it to happen right away. I think there's nothing wrong with, you know, putting your career first and, you know, saying, yeah, we'd like a baby down the line in the future. It was funny. Alexis did reassure her, you know, like, she was a single mom for most of her life. She was also a lawyer, but she did what she had to do and still managed to raise her girls. Do you think they're gonna... What to Esme's baby? What? Does this have to do with the cartel from the mid-early 90s storyline? I have no idea. You know, I didn't really... Okay. At some point, I watched some of the cartel storyline that you're talking about, but I don't think I ever watched the whole thing, and I don't know if it's still on YouTube anymore. I'll have to look. If it is, let me know what channel it's on if you guys know. All right, good night, Laura. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks. I know it's probably so late there. Time zones are now, it's so tricky to follow because some people or some provinces and states don't do daylight saving times anymore, and some do. So I don't know which ones those are. Alberta, Canada definitely does daylight savings, but some provinces in Canada don't. And I'm assuming it's the same case for you guys. Oh, you think TJ's gonna adopt Esme's baby? I don't think so. I don't think so. Like, Molly, because... Yeah, I said, yeah, we do have enough babies for now. But yeah, truly, Kaiwan, I really don't think... Why would they kidnap... What would be the point? You know what I mean? Like... Molly's not incapable of having a baby as far as we know. So there'd be no point in, like, stealing or adopting someone else's. Oh, don't go to sleep till 1 o'clock anyway. I don't think Esme's baby is going up for adoption. Yeah. Yeah, Ace will likely go to Laura. I think so too, Angel. Let's see, where was I? Oh, something I forgot to mention because we kind of switched on to Molly and TJ there. But before that, going back to Victor for a second, Selena Wu, and this is how we kind of found out that this is what happened. Selena Wu showed up, and after kind of Victor was depressed about not being able to get it up at the bar at the Metro Court, not that he said it out loud or anything, but she said something that made him think that she knew about his limp dick. And Selena caught on to that, and I think she called Holly to let her know that her drug worked. We didn't see Holly, obviously, or hear her, but that's likely who she called. And Selena was pretty, like, obviously Selena is not fond of Victor either. She was, like, loving it. She was relishing in the fact that he had a limp one. 12:30 in the morning. Oh wow, oh man, get some sleep, Laura. That is super early. Oof. Oh man, if you hadn't taken a nap, I definitely took a nap after taking the dog to the dog park. Man, I'm tired. I'm still tired. And you know, it's not like it was like as crazy as it was for like music nights here in Edmonton this weekend. And there actually are events happening tonight too that I'm not going to because I'm just too tired. And plus I live stream with you guys. But you know, I didn't drink. too much. So, you know, I'm not hungover. I'm just, the timing threw me off, y'all. You did hear Molly was unable to carry and Christina would carry the baby for Molly. That seems like kind of a far-fetched rumor, but it would be kind of noble for Christina to do. But knowing that we don't see Christina ever, like, and I think I mentioned this even last week, like, if they do this pregnancy storyline for Molly, whether it's Molly getting pregnant or I'm assuming it's a rumor Christina being a surrogate for the baby or something like that, we're not going to see any of the pregnancy. She's just going to show up 9 months later and then have the baby. That's ditto for Molly or Christina because we barely see either of them. All right. Let's move on though. I should mention actually, Anna and Valentine have been having a hard time keeping Lucy Coe in check because Martin is apparently visiting his mom, so he's not at the house with her, and she's going stir crazy. Even more so when Felicia lets it slip that Maxie and Bobby are planning the next nurses' ball. Anna and Valentine better work fast because Lucy is not going to let that fly whatsoever. And I'm surprised, like, Felicia was just word vomiting it all out, and Anna and Valentine are there like, don't do it, don't say it. But yeah, like, I don't know. That seems stupid. Felicia, you're smarter than that. But yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty excited to see Maxie, Bobby, and Felicia talking about Jesse Brewer and the fact that General Hospital is turning 60 this year and that the town should celebrate by putting on the biggest, bestest nurses ball ever. I'm a sucker for these anniversary celebrations. I love when, like, you can see the build of it, and I know that the nurses ball is an acquired taste to some, but I live for the cheese, so I'm pretty stoked on it. And General Hospital did post some behind the scenes brief pictures that they're already doing the rehearsals for the nurses ball, so it shall be fun. Martin is always visiting. Yeah, that's why no one's noticed he's gone. Like, you'd think that someone would notice that he's out of town, but nobody cares. Laura's not even fazed by it. Although, wait, Laura knows that everyone's alive anyway, so that doesn't even matter. Oh, the Core 5 Black Soap Opera reviews on YouTube. Oh, really? Oh, God, I'm honored. Albert's dope, y'all. I'm really gonna have to watch that later. Thanks for telling me, guys. Oh, you were listening? Oh, hold on. Christina needs the story, but it doesn't need to be Christina being an incubator. Facts, Angel, for sure. Okay, come on. You said, oh, you were listening on another podcast. They were talking about the same thing I was talking about with Molly and TJ. Not considered a good couple. I think they're a fine couple, it's just that they don't have any story, you know what I mean? Rather skilled to Laura, the crazy Heather Weber. I mean, that story's obviously gonna happen down the line, Ruth, for sure. Aaron, you said I'm happy the nurses' ball is coming back. Oh, I'm curious who will go with who. I'm more so curious about what the performances are going to be. I mean, I think that, and it's, you know, like, my thing with the nurses' ball is that there's no way Lucy Coe is not going to host the nurses' ball. That would be so strange. So they're going to have to speed up whatever the hell they can, you know, with Victor. I like the way you say the word y'all. Are you from South part of Canada? I'm in Western Canada, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, there, you know, it's not like cowboys and stuff here, guys. I think, well, okay, so Edmonton's the capital of Alberta, but I would say that Calgary, which is about 3 hours from here, three and a half hours or so, is way more like cowtownish than Edmonton for sure. They should give Christina a good bisexual storyline, like on Days of Our Lives. I'd be down for that. Christina needs to find someone, well, she's bi, so it could be a guy or a girl. I'm still chuffed about the fact that we never got to really see Christina and Valerie, because they had chemistry. Didn't they go that route with Christina's teacher? They did, but you know, that was just a messy storyline to begin with. Like, have her be in a normal relationship as a openly bisexual girl, whether she dates a guy or a girl. But anyway, where was I? Lucy will have to be there and have a wardrobe malfunction. But didn't she break that curse though? Like, they did mention it, Maxie and Bobby, but like, Lucy broke that curse a few years ago. So I don't know if it'll happen again. But it would be nostalgic if it did. Anyway, the mentioning of the Nurses Ball on the 60th anniversary, this is the first time all year that I've actually felt like the show is genuinely building up to something for the celebration. But for me, it's just hard to compare the 60th to the 50th because there was such a big obvious storm coming when they were building up to the 50th anniversary. Like, we had all these characters coming back, you know, like whether it was heroes and villains, and the veterans were getting the biggest stories they've gotten in ages, and they were all in with like nostalgia, like even leading up to the 50th. And so that's why, you know, with the 60th, like, we're not really getting any of that. The only person we know for sure that is coming back, you know, in time for the 60th anniversary is Tracy Quartermain. We know Milo's coming back for the tribute for Epiphany, but beyond that, if there is anyone else returning, they are keeping things close to the vest. The only thing is though, like, there was, while like I think that Frank Valentini did a good job at hiding who was returning to the show during that time, and even afterwards. He does a good job at keeping certain spoilers under the radar. But we always were getting things like leaked scripts that wouldn't put like their real names, that would kind of give us hints as to who it could be, and we're not even getting that. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to get excited because it doesn't seem to be as big of a deal on the show. It seems that they're more so focusing on the behind, you know, like the social media aspect of it, interviewing the cast for like their Instagrams and Facebooks and Twitter, and like showing these throwback pictures every week of pictures from yesteryear, like the 70s and 80s and even the 60s and 90s. So it's all behind the scenes, but I want to see it on the show too. Otherwise, it's not going to be as fun to watch, and I think I'll find myself being disappointed if it's not as big of a fanfare as the 50th was. Lucy will come back from the dead at the Nurses Ball. Oh, that could happen, true. Pretty sure they have some long-term ED doctor treatment. Whatever planned for Victor and the salt pepper. What is the history of why they celebrate the Nurses Ball? So they celebrate the Nurses Ball. Well, the Nurses Ball started, I think, in 1993 or 4. And it was to raise awareness towards AIDS and HIV. And to raise money to find a cure for AIDS and HIV. And so while that theme has always sort of been mentioned, I feel like it was far more focused on in the 90s than when they revived it in 2013. And that's not to say that, you know, it's not important. But there's in the real world, there's lots of research that is kind of ending up with people actually getting cured of the disease, which is crazy. So maybe that will get mentioned this year. We'll see. Ruth, you'd love to see Molly and TJ have a baby. Christina needs to be with someone age appropriate, guy or girl. Mostly what was Alexis's problem with Parker was that Parker was Christina's teacher, not the fact that she was female. That's true. I can almost see Lucy getting vexed. Everyone thought she was dead, but they didn't do a big thing. Maybe they'll do a big Epiphany thing at the end of at the nurses' ball. Well, supposedly the tribute for Epiphany takes place before the nurses' ball, but for sure they'll no doubt mention her because they've mentioned past nurses on the nurses' ball before, and they'll do the same with Epiphany. Anyway. Maxie, she's already recruiting everyone she can to help with the nurses' ball. Like I said, Bobby's going to help, and Lucy's not too pleased with that. But she's got the Quartermain family hook, line, and sinker so far. And I think it's safe to say that Ned will likely perform at the nurses' ball. But that's all we know. We don't really know much else. But speaking of the cues, Willow and Michael, along with Liesl, met with Terry to discuss what happens now with Liesl since she's a match and a possible donor. And we actually got what I feel was an amazing scene between Liesl and Milo, which I didn't think I'd be able to use the word amazing and Milo in the same scene or in the same sentence, but here we are. Obviously, Michael and Willow were curious if Liesl's cooperation would come with a cost. And Liesl, while she could have easily said, I'll do this if you let Nina be a grandmother to your kids, she took a better approach and a more honorable one and a very fair one, I think, and said that she would help them no matter what, but to at least try to picture a world where Nina isn't her enemy and to at least keep her in the loop about Willow's health. And you know, it's, hey Nathan, how you doing? I think, and also Liesl touched base on, you know, losing children changes her, and Willow is family, so she is one of them, and she's going to do what she can to save her, because, you know, to honor Britt, really. Yeah, like I said, it's honorable, and Willow actually does allow Nina, or let Nina in to discuss her health situation, because I think Liesl just try to picture it like what it feels like for a mother to potentially lose her child. And yeah, Willow and Nina have history, but it's kind of you know, it doesn't, you know, it's a mother losing a child. Willow knows the pain of what that's like, and so she's just like, Liesl was basically like, just try to have a little bit of compassion to what Nina's going through, seeing that her daughter may die. History aside. Willow does kind of lay down the ground rules to be like, hey, we're not discussing the kids. I don't mind telling you about my health. But she does let her know that Liesl did talk her into it. But with that said, it was a very civil conversation between the two of them. Again, it was one of those little moments that usually occur off screen, that we're just told about after the fact, but we saw it on screen this time. Nina asked how Willow was doing, and she explained, you know, her symptoms, but she talks about how shallow she feels about mentioning this, but her nails are very brittle, and she likes when her nails are nice, and so Nina gives her some nail polish, and it's a nice moment between them. It's obviously Willow's still uncomfortable with Nina, and rightfully so, but I think I just felt like it felt like a normal conversation between two people, and we're getting a lot of those kind of scenes lately, and I really appreciate that. Some people find it boring. I like it, even when it involves characters that I don't particularly like. I appreciate them showing, you know, growth and detail on the screen instead of us just hearing about it afterwards. Nina going to shoot any brownie points she made with Willow to hell if she tips off. Yeah, you're right. I was going to lead into that next, actually. So let's talk about that. First thing I say is Nina is still being Nina, though. So yeah, she managed to figure out why Carly and Drew are hiding their relationship through eavesdropping into a conversation that Olivia was having with Sunny and putting her head together with Ava's head. And they've managed to figure out, you know, if Carly knew about the Aurora, what was it? Aurora and ELQ merger, and she was privy to it because she invested so much money coincidentally at the time, then that would be known as insider trading. So, now Nina has this information. It's going to come down to what Nina decides to do with it. And, I feel like I'm not Team Nina, generally speaking, but I'm also not Team Carly either. So, I'm curious, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Carly would deserve if Nina did that? Or would Nina deserve her relationship with Willow to blow up if she decides to do that to Carly? My answer to that second question is yes, she would deserve that. Because she really should be focused solely on her daughter. And even Liesel said to do so. Liesel had that talk with Nina weeks ago. Whatever happened to Willow's original cheap half-heart necklace? Not the one Nina just gave her a while ago. I don't know. I mean, I don't think we ever seen Willow with it. The only thing that we've seen is that Willow had a strong reaction to seeing Nina with it, but we never actually seen Willow with her own part of that necklace. And then all of a sudden, Nell had it. That's why I think the Nell thing was a rewrite. And then they undid it, somewhat undid it by having her, have twins instead of one daughter. Side note though, Carly and Drew had a hookup scene after discussing going public with their relationship since they feel enough time has passed since the insider trading incident. But for me personally, I was taken out of that whole scene before it even happened because the scene started off with Carly baking in a kitchen when it's been canon for 30 years that the only thing Carly knows how to do cooking wise is to stick a frozen pizza in the oven. So took me right out of it right away. I was like, this is unrealistic. She is not able to bake. This is Carly. She doesn't bake. This is a silly plot twist. Just to put Carly in a kitchen so they could boink on the table for a bit. Ridiculous. That aside, Drew is also planning to get the majority of ELQ shares back into Quartermain hands, since Valentine is dead. Because Charlotte would technically have Valentine's former shares if he was dead, and Laura is in charge of those shares. But since we all know Valentine is very much alive, we already know the plans are going to crash and burn. So I just get so frustrated. I know that they want Valentine to be this good guy hero, but I can't let go of his past. You know what I mean? And so I'm tired of Valentine always seeming to get the upper hand on every situation. Especially the Quartermain family. Insider trading is so stupid to go to jail over. Martha Stewart never went to jail by my standards. See, I never knew why she went to jail in the first place. Is that why? Was she doing insider trading? I knew that she did go to jail, but I wasn't really paying attention as to why, because, I didn't really care about Martha Stewart, to be honest. So I didn't pay too much attention. Nina was never properly punished for Nixon Falls. She deserves whatever comes her way. Fair enough, Sandy. Fair enough. Come on, I'll listen to the podcast with you mentioned it when it's been. Angel, you said, I thought I remember Willow playing with her own dollar store half-hearted necklace. I don't think so, no. Not that I remember. And then the way Ned made that face when Drew was talking was so funny. Yeah, true. Drew was trying to be we all came together for Willow. Why don't I just bail out of ELQ gracefully and we somehow get you back Charlotte's shares, and so that it's, in the family's hands again, the majority. Your sister went to jail for insider trading as well, Kaiwan? Dang. Oh, yeah, she gave the half-heart necklace to Sasha, and Sasha kept. Interesting. So Martha Stewart did go to jail for insider trading. Interesting. Well, she did her time and she got out. And then she became Snoop Dogg's BFF as a result somehow. Oh, it's such a weird friendship to me, but it's all good. Anyway, want to know what Jocelyn and Dex were up to? 'Cause I bet you can guess. I bet you guys can guess. Yes, they had sex again. And they're waiting for the day that he can be out of the mob, out of his mystery boss's plan. I'm glad that when Jocelyn decided to talk to Carly about Dex planning to leave the mob, Carly pointed out that most people only get out of the mob by dying because they know too much once they're in it. So it's hard for anyone to leave. And who knows better than Carly? You know what I mean? Dex actually tried to leave Michael's clutches because he thought that Sonny had iced him. That since Sonny had iced him out of his and Frank's meeting about Pikeman, that he thought that Sonny was on to him. But Michael is sure that Sonny trusts Dex because Dex had mentioned how he made dinner and that Sonny opened up about the old neighborhood and his old friends. And so he's like, no, you're good. Like, just finish the plan. Which I don't think Dex saw coming. But when he talks to Sonny later about, or he basically confronts Sonny about being left out of that meeting with Frank. But there's a lot, but basically, what Sonny says to Dex is that the only reason why he kept him out of that is because there's a lot of way that the Pikeman meeting can go south. And if it does end up going south, he would at least know that Dex is not the reason it does. Which I don't know if I buy that. Like, it's certainly in the realm of possibility. But I just think that Sonny knows that there's something suspicious with Dex for sure. But he does say that Dex can help in other ways. And basically, Sonny and Dex go to this warehouse, and there's a sniper in there, and it takes a shot, and Dex pushes Sonny out of the way. I don't think he gets shot either, though, but they're essentially in the preview, it looks like they're trapped in that warehouse. I am wondering, I wonder if this is like a test from Sonny, like if Dex would throw him out of the way for a bullet and try to get him out of there safely, I feel like it's a test, but we'll see. Joss and Dex are so boring. Joss is so delusional about the mob. She truly is. You think the sniper was the setup by Sonny to tear down? See, there we go. Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page with that, Angel. Yeah, I think that might be the case as well. But we'll find out Monday. Okay, I only have a few notes left because I want to keep this kind of short. But let's talk about some other things that happened quickly. Alexis confronted Gregory about not working at PCU anymore, and didn't get any answers from him whatsoever, nor did the audience. So, he does ask Alexis to not tell Chase or Finn. But we just don't know what's going on. I think it's probably a health thing since he ended up at GH, but we're not privy to that info yet. Laura, you said the Martha Snoop thing cracks you up. The whole show when they were cooking with pot was awesome. Yeah, what a time to be alive, eh? (1997) Sonny Corinthos. Gregory got something. Yeah, Gregory's got something health-wise going on. Speaking of health, we also learned that Marshall does not have schizophrenia. He was misdiagnosed. He's mostly relieved that he can't pass on what he thought he had to any relatives. But he's pretty heartbroken and confused about being misdiagnosed for 40 years. So he's going to feel a little lost for a while. But yeah. So I do have to wonder, what happened back then? Did he have something else? Was it just simply, a mental breakdown for a moment? Or was it just, something that he was convinced of by someone that was, wronging him for purposeful reasons? Who knows? Nathan, you said Alexis and Gregory doesn't do anything for me still. At this point, we may not even care when the storyline keeps getting extended. It's true. Angel, you said I would just drop it when he wants to. He'll tell people. People push too hard. It's true. Um, what else today? Okay, Curtis and Trina had run-ins with Portia this week as well. Neither of them are easing up on her. You know, Curtis doesn't want to go back home, even though she tried to convince him. And Trina, while she does admit that she misses her mom, she just doesn't. She's not ready to let her back into her life. Because Portia was trying to have like a normal conversation with Trina, and Trina wasn't having it. Her son Wiley has the heart necklace. I mean, they find out new things medically and science every year. You know, yeah, that's true. Hey, Jacarius, I'm good. How are you? Hope you're doing well, man. All right. What else? What else? Oh yeah, Sasha found out from Cody that Gladys sold the garage. And she confronts Gladys, and Gladys actually covered with something pretty believable. She said that it was tough to see Brando's names on things all the time, to get phone calls, hearing his name all the time, and how difficult it was for her. And so she basically said that she had to be selfish and make the choice to sell it for the sake of her own sanity. Good coverage, and Sasha was sold by it, and even I would be sold by it. And understand why Gladys made that decision. But we know that she literally just gambled a lot of money away, and she needed to get quick cash for Selena Wu. And she's, you know, she needs to get a handle on her gambling addiction, because even though Selena, you know, had offered her to be at another game and Gladys said no, we had just seen her like playing online like gambling games. So like, you know what I mean? Terrible. Sasha needs a new conservator ASAP. Yeah. Or just Gladys needs to get help with her gambling addiction. I hope that Sonny catches on to it. I hope that he does. Because obviously he went through that same experience with Mike, and maybe gambling addiction runs in the family, clearly. Should I make Gladys Sonny's mother? No, Adela is Sonny's mom. Oh, you're about to upload your review on Days? That's cool. Sonny didn't believe it. Yeah, that's true. Sonny didn't believe it, but I don't know if he's gonna put two and two together and see that he has a gambling issue. But does Sonny, or sorry, that she does. But does Sonny know that Gladys does like games in the back of Curtis's, you know, club? Because obviously, like, Selena's having like big time players in the back of that club, but is Sonny one of them? Since she's like kind of playing him a little bit. I don't think Marshall has schizophrenia. It's just, oh, it just isn't genetic for him. See, I know nothing about like health science, so you'll have to explain that to me. So you can have like schizophrenia and just not have it be in genetics? That's a thing? Yeah, Gladys and Sonny are about the same age. Not sure how that will work out. Exactly. Exactly. I don't think Sonny doesn't know all Miss Wu's dealings. Yeah, you're probably right, but I think he is like a little bit suspicious of her because, you know, he does see that she's like kind of, you know, mouthy to him all of a sudden and confident and cocky. Whereas before she was very, you know, like, I will do whatever you want. Now she's being a bit more sassy towards him. Sonny's too busy following Nina around to notice anything Gladys is doing. Yeah, but he was, like, he did see Gladys with Selena, so he knows something's going on there. Alright, what else? Oh yeah, Mac and Cody had a bonding moment. I know you guys don't want to hear about it, but we'll talk about it for a second. They just reminisced about their love of horses. Apparently Mac used to ride in the outback in Australia with his friends and drink a particular Australian beer, which apparently Cody also happens to love. And during that conversation, Mac actually happened upon the piece of paper that had the DNA results. I don't think that he read it, because I honestly don't think that they would just have this be how it's revealed. And that would be so fast for GH, you know what I mean? He should be concerned that Miss Wu bought the shop. That's property territory. Yeah, you're right about that, actually. Only other thing that I had in my notes was that Mason, Austin's cousin, made Ava aware that he knows what she and Austin did to Nicholas, and that he's going to take full advantage in them knowing this. I don't know what he's going to use Ava for. I'm curious about that. Austin, like, I get what he's going to want to try to do with him, but what is he going to possibly use Ava for? Her connections? Jake, you like their bonding moment? Thank you. Then we're the only ones, probably. Like, I don't mind Mac and Cody bonding, because whether we like it or not, it's true. He's his son. And, you know, I love Mac. John York is a great actor. Super hot silver fox. So I like seeing him on my screen. And if Cody is the reason for that, so be it. And I you know, I love Cody. And most of y'all don't. I find Cody attractive. Oh, good night, Chikarius. Good to see you. Still don't want Cody as Mac's son, but if the reveal is happening this week, I'm all for it so we can get it out of the way. Is Mason actually a cousin? Good question. Good question. Yeah, because at first, I too thought it was like an excuse, you know, just like a manipulative excuse. Oh, I'm his cousin, and that he was just someone that works for, you know, their boss. But yeah, hopefully that gets revealed as well. I mean, since Austin obviously knows, since Austin obviously can't really hide the fact that Mason is blackmailing them, he'd have to be open and honest about who Austin is, whether that is family or not. Aaron, you like Cody too? Okay, I thought, you know, usually in this chat, everyone seems to hate on him. So I'm not used to there being multiple Cody fans. I like Cody, and I'm proud of it, okay? His personality, he reminds me a lot of my friends, so I find him endearing. Sense of humor wise, like, none of my friends are gonna, like, try to blackmail a geek, you know what I mean? Or, like, go after someone else's diamonds. Sonny doesn't even know about the card games. He's slipping. He's been slipping since Nixon Falls, let's be honest. And it doesn't help that he doesn't have Jason in his corner either. Because Jason, let's face it, Jason was always the brains of Sonny's operations. Sonny's just a face at this point. As he said, Cody is tolerable this time around, unlike when he first came on the show. Alright, y'all, but that's all that's in my notes. Like I said, I don't want to stay on too long, because, you know, technically it's like, what? It's 10, technically, for me mentally, but like physically it's 11 p.m. because of daylight saving time. So, what can I tell y'all? What can I say to wrap it up? If I missed anything that you want to discuss before I go, let me know. I am gonna live stream this Wednesday. I don't know if I'll be reacting to anything, but we'll be live streaming, chatting about GH. I thought it might be fun to like kind of make it about the Nurses Ball. Like obviously we can't watch or react to Nurses Ball clips, and it has much. It's not even about like reacting to the old Nurses Ball. It's just that all the Nurses Ball, even the 90s, involves copyrighted music, and it would probably block the live stream. But we could just, say who we'd like to see perform, talk about our favorite Nurses Ball moments over the years, and what you'd like to see for this one. That's my go-to plan for now, and if that changes, it's gonna be an off the kilt live stream one way or the other. I'm gonna try to theme it to the Nurses Ball, but if we get off topic, we get off topic. Either way, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Pause the results, said that they were related, that was father and son. Went back and paused that twice. Yeah, but we already knew that because they showed the results to us before. I just don't know if Mac read it. Oh, you have something to do Wednesday night? Yeah, we can all hang out. Maybe I'll do one this Wednesday, but I might not do one the next Wednesday. We're doing 2 out of 4 Wednesdays this month. That ain't bad. Oh, you don't do daylight savings in Arizona? It's thrown off too. Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, so I'm like early for you. Hey Jake? Or am I late? What time is it in Arizona? I mean, I came on later than usual too, so that probably didn't help matters. Alright, good night, Kaiwan. Laura, you like Mac and Cody, and I appreciate all the Australia references. It's just so funny. I always think back to how at some point Mac had an Australian accent, and he just sucked at maintaining it and just stopped using it after a while. Love to see Sabrina and Patrick's daughter sing Call Me Maybe. Well, we can't, like I said, we can't react to anything. I can't react to, like, any clips. Because it's copyright. It'll end the live stream. Especially if it's anything newer, like past 2013. But even the 90s Nurses Balls are gonna, like, get blocked for live streams because it's using copyrighted music constantly. So... Oh, it's 10:10 where you are. Okay. Technically, it would be 10:10 for me too, but it's not. So I guess it was like 9 when I started for you. Oh man. Well, that's rough. Yeah, sorry. I gotta go by my daylight savings times. Here in Alberta. Most people here don't want it though. I just appreciate it because I don't mind getting an extra hour of sleep in the fall, and then spring wise, even though we lose an hour of sleep, I'm glad that like it's not sunset when I'm coming home from work. So I like that aspect of it, but that's it. Either way, it throws me off my game though. But yeah, I think I'll end the live stream here, guys. Oh wait, what? Why did the freaking... Oh, why did they freaking neuter Ava Jerome? She was a mobster. She either got to take Mason out or tell Sonny. Yeah. Ava's gotta bring out her inner badass. For sure. Actually, I feel like she might with Mason, because I think, Mason only really knows... Well, I mean, Mason's done his research on her, but, like, he thinks that she's changed, and I think that it would surprise him if she didn't change. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna end the live stream. I'm gonna watch what Albert said about me. I'm stoked. And then I'm gonna go to bed because I'm exhausted, y'all. But thanks so much for watching. If you liked the live stream, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. I truly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys this Wednesday for the next live stream. Peace out. Mwah. Bye.